Hello and welcome to yet another YouTube video here on this channel. So today I wanted to talk about something that has been important for me and something I've been thinking about a lot lately, and that is something called shiny new tool syndrome. And I do a lot of reviews on different kind of note-taking apps and just in general productivity apps, because I really believe that writing things down, having a system, and especially a digitalized system, is really good for your mental health. That was maybe the one thing I did that has had the most impact on my personal life, is just writing things down. It can be journaling, it can be your to-dos. Just being able to have a place where everything is stored made me stress a lot less, and that's why I do a lot of these reviews, because different sort of apps works best for different sort of people. And in my case, I wanted an easy to use app, so I've tried Notion, but it was just too much. But I've tried a lot of different apps, and most of the time, until recently, I was only using Todoist and Tick, so both of them together to write down my to-dos, to take my notes. Even though I have reviewed several note-taking apps, I wasn't able to find one that really worked for me. So the best idea in my case was just to use Tick and Todoist, because I was able to take some notes without too many options to format those notes or do anything with them. And that worked until recently, where I found Toos, which I am using right now, and it has been such a blessing. But the thing I wanted to talk about, the thing that is really important, is that you find one tool and you stick with it, because there are tools coming out every single week. Things like Tana, things like Obsidian, things like Routine, which I've reviewed, and all of them are great apps, but you aren't able to utilize those apps if you don't use them for a period of time. It is a smart way of procrastinating. If you always change your tools, if you always change the tool you're using, it's just another way to procrastinate, because in the end you will have to do the work. And that's true for almost everything. If you want to feel better, you have to put in some work. If you want to accomplish something, you have to put in some work. In the end, you will have to do the work. The reason for writing these things down, for having notes, is just to help you to kind of get away some of the tasks that maybe are too hard, or not necessarily too hard, but get away the tasks that your brain doesn't do the best, like remembering stuff, because your brain is made to come up with ideas, not necessarily hold on to those ideas. So the tools are just something you can use to kind of have an easier life, or to make those tasks a little bit easier, to relieve you of some stress. But you have to make a system. Everything is a system. Build your own systems. And a lot of people preach discipline, and I believe that discipline is very important, but I don't use the word discipline. I use systems, because I built myself a system for making YouTube videos, for doing my job, for running my clothing brand, which I co-founded. I have to say co-founded, so people don't think I run a clothing brand by my own. But anyways, for all of these things, I have systems, so I don't need to think of what do I have to do next, or how should I do this. I have systems for everything. So it makes it a lot easier to be disciplined if you have a system. Stop changing your tools. Stop trying out every single tool out there. Find something that works for you and use it. And keep using it for a while, because you will only see the benefits if you have used it for a long while. And I do a lot of reviews. I test out different apps, but I don't use them as my main note-taking app or my main productivity app. I only have one app I use, and right now it is Tools, and I will probably be using Tools for the next couple of years. Hopefully they will be around. But find yourself a tool, use that one tool, and build systems around that tool. In order to accomplish something, you have to build yourself good systems. So that's what you should spend your time on, not learning every single tool out there, but to build yourself systems. And you have to start somewhere. Your first system will not be your best, but you make a big system and then you do small changes to that system. That's the only way you will be able to be more productive, to accomplish more, and to overall just feel better. Not feeling overwhelmed. The easiest way to do that is to build yourself a system, and it doesn't have to be a digital tool. I preach digital tools because I simply use or lose, not use, I both use and lose my notebooks all of the time. It can be pen and paper if that's something you prefer, but find yourself a system to get everything inside of an app or a notebook, to get it out of your mind so you don't have to go around remembering it, because if you try that you will feel overwhelmed and you will most likely not be able to remember everything unless you're Mike from Suits, which none of us are. Anyways, that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe, and I hope to see you again quite